Hello everybody, welcome back to Plan B TV News Gist and Blog. So in today's video, I'm making this particular video to expose the APC government that said that, oh, they don't know how this banditry starts, that they never also demand the Jonathan to be overthrown. They never cried for genocide before. You know, all the lies that they have been trying to shift all the blame, oh, the opposition is doing all of this that is happening. Even blaming Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, that is no longer in power. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video that exposes all their lies from beginning to the ending on how they coup and plan against Jonathan Dean and what they are saying right now that is exposing their own lies. Recently, Amaechi came out to deny, said that he never have hand or they never even go to the US to demand US help against Jonathan, or they never even cried for genocide when Jonathan was in power. But unfortunately, he forgot that there was somebody in the same audience who later came out to expose him. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video of Azibala Robert versus Amaechi. How Azibala to expose Amaechi. I want you guys to watch this video.
America, I never went to America. That was here in Lagos. Lagos, I was in the meeting. American government, without anybody petitioning to them, who are they God? After the president, no other person. So how can I petition to American government? What would they do? But American government came here after speaking to other countries. What did they come to do? Good luck, don't rig. If you rig, we will not recognize you. Opposition, if you visit violence, we will not recognize you. So they went to the president and told the president their mind. We are here for free and fair election. Please don't rig. Opposition, if you dare try violence, this is our response to it. But Nigerians say, oh, we went for Christian genocide. We went to report Goodluck. We report him. Do you report the president? The only place you can report the president is either the National Assembly or God. Not America. But you're circulating. Oh, we went to America. We went to America. To do what?
Oh, you listen to the video. Immediately, Amaechi lied. He bagger, come on for stage. He run. He didn't want to wait to listen to what they are going to say to counter his lies. But unfortunately, Robert came out. He came out to address the whole issue and said, oh, God, you lie. You don't talk. Now, why you not stand? May I expose you more? But he bagger. But I want you guys to listen to what Azibala said in all of this video. We'll be right back.
I wanted to also make a correction. Of course, you know that a lot of people know me as Goodluck Jonathan's brother. It's not just about being a brother of Goodluck Jonathan. It's actually my spiritual mentor and everything. And I keep studying him as a book, you know, so that I can graduate from his mannerism. But so unfortunately, I have not been able to graduate. I might not graduate, but I am learning a lot. Amaechi mentioned something here. Unfortunately, it's not on set, and I really would like to put the record straight so that people will know exactly what it was in 2013. It shouldn't be about how mobilization was done. Yes, people were mobilized on both sides, but the outcome depended on who was on the seat and his approach to life. And yes, Goodluck Jonathan is one of those persons who says that his ambition is not worth the blood of anybody. And I think that that should be a lesson for all of us, that any president who is on seat should always emphasize that killing of innocents on account of achieving political power should be immoral. So, however, Amaechi also said about going to the US or not going to the US. Actually, it's true that people went to the US, and that's not something that we can hide away under the rug. People went to the US, and we know why people went to the US. And he also mentioned that when Kerry came, he came to tell the government that government should do peaceful elections. When John Kerry came to Nigeria in 2014, he went to Lagos. He never went to the villa. I was in the villa. He never went to the villa. He came as a private citizen. He didn't come as a guest of the government of Nigeria. And he went back from Lagos. So he met the opposition in Lagos and he came to make a particular statement to the opposition in Lagos. Now, if you wind a little further, immediately after Kerry came and left, somebody by name David Axelrod. David Axelrod was a senior special advisor to Obama, became the strategic campaign strategist of the APC. It was not a coincidence that a sitting president of the United States, Barack Obama, sent his senior special advisor to become the chief strategist of the Buhari campaign. It's not a hidden secret. We need to keep these records straight always. And in any case, it appears to me as an individual, and this I'm not speaking on behalf of Goodluck Jonathan, he might have his own views on these issues differently. But I mean, as someone who has worked and has stayed behind him, I owe it a duty to always voice out and say it exactly as it is, no matter whose ox is good.
Immediately he said this, I have to dig more to start looking for more information. I came across this particular video of Adiola. That was about 2014 then. What this man, APC man, said on how they went to America, they're saying that they want Obama to just arrest Goodluck Jonathan right there in America. Because he have immunity in Nigeria, he cannot be arrested or questioned. What they were saying that they should arrest a city president in America. And I want you guys to watch the interview.
And you came just to make sure that they arrest President Jonathan. But why was he not arrested in Nigeria? Why is it that America has to do it?
Because he has immunity. And the American government went to arrest Noriega from Nicaragua. So it's easier for them now he's here. So let them just arrest him here. And you know, you can't even arrest a governor in Nigeria. They have immunity. But in America, he has no immunity. And I pray they will arrest him.
And you want him jailed here or take him back to Nigeria to be tried?
Well, I would want him to be jailed anywhere. First of all, to be tried. I would want him to be tried. And if he's found not guilty, he should be acquitted and discharged. But if he's found guilty, I would want him to spend the prison time in Kirikiri.
Nigeria.
Now, when you watch this interview, you will still not be satisfied because you love APC so much. You are so well satisfied with everything that this APC government are doing. Now, I also want you guys to watch this particular video of ACN before they formed APC. Their plan against Jonathan from 2012, what they were doing to make sure that they forced Jonathan out of power, how they created Boko Haram, they made sure that they made sure that Jonathan regime was ungovernable for him. And I want you guys to watch this video.
We in ACN at the time in 2012, we know the truth, sir. But it is all politics. Even when what President Jonathan is doing, which 10 or so years after, all the political parties in this country agreed with. They even put it in their manifesto. Subsidy must be removed. Subsidy must be removed. Subsidy must be removed. We in ACN at the time we in ACN at the time in 2012, we know the truth, sir. But it is all politics.
This is one of the most unpatriotic statements I have ever heard in my life. If you understand what this man said here, then you will understand how disturbing it is to have people with this type of mindset run our government. What he said outrightly here is that they at ACN, now APC, knew that Jonathan's government was doing well. They knew that the policy he was trying to implement was very good for Nigeria and Nigerians, but because they didn't want him to succeed, they lied to Nigerians about the policy. We knew that Jonathan was right, but because we wanted to take power, we found a way to condemn what he was doing and even deceived Nigerians to come out and protest against it.
Now, you have watched the video. Adamu Gaba also came out to elaborate in Daily Trust what he said in this particular video, so that you guys will know. This thing started during Jonathan. There was nothing like Boko Haram during Obasanjo, during Yaradua. When Goodluck Ebele Jonathan just came into power, that was when everything started. They wanted to make sure that they frustrate him out of power. Why would somebody from Middle Belt become a president? It becomes something that the West and the North, they want. They don't just want it. The power should be shifting from West to North, from North to West. I want you guys to watch this video. We'll be right back.
In fact, in 2014, Nigerian opposition party, then the APC, were in the White House seeking for the same help on the same Christian genocide as a fallout of the Chibok girls. This is established. The second thing again is that even most recently, we acquired $346 million worth of weaponry from the US, and we are trying to send our military personnel to go and train as a factor of diplomatic relationship between Nigeria and the US. And US has been consistently, in addition to other partners, listed as supporting countries to help us in eradication of terrorism. And don't forget, it is a United Nations Convention on Counterterrorism that empowers the United States to become the global front or focal point in fighting against terrorism. And wherever a word terrorism was defined in a given area, that means US have right to protect. They call it responsibility to protect R2P. They have right to invoke that R2P to get into that country and destroy that terrorism. Yeah. So what we should show in our own case in Nigeria is that we should show commitment and willingness to partner to eliminate the threat of terrorism, not completely condemn a hand that is coming to help us and then put a motion forward. We can negotiate with them. We can tell them, give us the weapons responsibly. We can discuss with them and acknowledge that this genocide is taking place. Yes, they say Christian genocide. Now we can justify to them that, look, it's not only genocide, it's not only Christians, Muslims also are affected.
But do you agree with the categorization that it's a genocide?
I actually, when I look at the damages, when you look at the total number of the people that have been killed over time in Nigeria, and they are killed defenseless in villages, sleeping in their homes, then what can you call this, for God's sake?
You think there's a genocide?
I think it's actually pure genocide, because you just come and kill people. Just like that. And this thing has been happening. Several villages in Katsina destroyed. Several villages in Sokoto gone. Several villages in Zamfara.
Now, when you watch this particular video, you're still not satisfied. Abi? Now, I want you guys to watch this particular link video far back on how these men were complaining that the missionary they brought from the US, they said US not be better person, US is coming to take your oil. Now some people they cry now. They are coming to take our resources. All they want is our oil. They don't want to help us. So anywhere they put their leg, they put their military base there, they take our oil. But you know, they were in Nigeria before to help us to combat this banditry. That at the point that they were wiping out this banditry, all the Fulani in the Nigeria, Emma Sokoto, all these Chaigumi, all the northern religion leaders, all the senators that are supporting this Fulani Herdsmen, all of them just came out and said, we don't want you people again. Go. We don't want you. They chased these people out. If you think I'm lying, I also want you guys to watch the video.
You cannot just sit down watching them to do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals. You cannot talk to them. Give them targets. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state house of assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discovered an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap pictures before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them. Because they have the mercenaries for implementation. You do not have.
Some people will say you are lying. No, you are lying. But that this man that just finished talking is an outside man, so that people will not say, oh, it's only people from the east that are lying. Oh, people from the south, they are the one like. But you watch all the videos. Now, I want you guys to watch this particular video from this interview from Channel Television. What this man said, that the US were willing to help Nigeria. But the reason they don't want to help Nigeria is because they know that the Nigerian military are compromised. These are the reasons that they are compromised. Whenever they give them intelligence information, they don't act, they don't do anything. I want you guys to watch this video.
One, historically, the US military has been reluctant to fight side by side with the Nigerian government because they don't trust the Nigerian military. And one specific example is when they got intelligence on the location of the Chibok girls in the forest, they were cooperating with the Nigerian army under direction of President Obama. So the US government told the Nigerian army that they would gas the camp where Boko Haram was with the girls and then knock everybody out so that they could rescue the girls safely without exchange of gunfire. After they mapped out this plan, the next thing that happened, when the troops got to the camp of Boko Haram, they saw Boko Haram wearing gas masks. So the US realized that the Nigerian military had leaked the operational details to Boko Haram. This is why the US does not want to work directly with Nigeria with boots on the ground. Because
now, when you watch this video, you will think, oh, this man is a liar. Why this man is lying? Do you know that the leaked video, how the US came to Nigeria before? Some of you that are saying, US, anytime they come to any country, they destabilize it, they take your oil, they do everything. Do you know there were mercenaries that came to Nigeria to help Nigeria to combat this Fulani Herdsmen before? To confirm what this man just said. They fight this insurgency to the point that they were wiping out all of these terrorists in the forest. Automatically, una leader, this Emma Sokoto, all these una Fulani full senates, all of them that are in Aso Rock, they start pressuring Lucky Jonathan to make sure that he stop. He's spying the people in the forest. You might still not be satisfied because, oh, why am I saying this? I want you guys to watch this particular video of an American personnel. What they said, that anytime they give Nigerian, because if you be like, say, maybe all of this time when I talk now and lie, but I want you to hear from the Aussie man that anytime they give Nigerian military armed forces information so that these people is going to have to, they are going to do this, so they feel reluctant. I want you guys to watch the video.
For the fact that there is Nigerian government complicity with these attacks. You saw some of our journalists in the documentary. We wanted to be an organization that tells the truth about what's happening in Nigeria, hence truthnigeria.com. I want to just kind of let everybody know and help you understand how Nigerian news works. If a Nigerian government official does not call for a news conference, the event did not exist. So in order for the narrative to get to the mainstream media, get picked up by Al Jazeera, get picked up by CNN, everything else, it comes from a Nigerian government source. From the very beginning, they determine the narrative. The reporters regurgitate the government narrative. We decided to be a voice and try to help change that paradigm and created Truth Nigeria to document what is actually happening. How many of you guys know that there were 10 Christians killed in Kaduna just the other day? How many of you know that there were 30 Christians killed in Plateau just a week ago? How many of you know that besides the 280 Christians that were killed in Yellowwater on June 13th, we are now about over 500 Christians that have been killed total since Yellowwater? No one knows. The media is not reporting it. Well, that's why we formed Truth Nigeria, to talk about what is going on. But also, what we pointed out in the documentary that I'd like everybody to realize is that Truth Nigeria had information that the attack on Yellowwater was going to occur 3 weeks before the attack happened. Now, when we get a terror alert, we find information, we know attacks are going to occur, our method is we issue a terror alert on our website, truthnigeria.com, but we also immediately call the local authorities. We notify the Nigerian military, the DSS, the Nigerian government, to let them know this is what we found out, this is our intelligence. Now, a day before the attack, we got word that there's movement happening. They are mobilizing, and they are coming for Yellowwater. So the day before, our team notified the government, the local authorities, the army, the police, and said, hey, there's movement, they're coming, watch out. What happened? Absolutely nothing. The government stood by and did nothing with advance warning multiple times. In fact, there was a military fob with soldiers that was less than a kilometer away while the attacks were going on, shooting warning shots in the air, but did not engage the terrorists.
All of you have been seeing videos, severally from victims that say, oh, so people will say, why did Fulani Herdsmen attack their village? Military were just about a few kilometers away. They cried today, they never showed up. We don't know what is going on in Nigeria anymore. That the Fulani, an alien who is not a Nigerian citizen, now controls Nigeria. They are all over. There's no place that you can ever think of. They are not Emma or Sokoto. They are in the Senate controlling. They are all over. Abuja is supposed to be the capital city for everybody. But as it is now, it is the capital city of Fulani Herdsmen. They decide what happened there. If you are there, you are not dressed like a northerner. You are not a monk. Either you are a woman, you are a man, you live in Abuja, you must dress like a Fulani Herdsman. Woman, or whether you be Christian, you must not tie yourself. You see them in the Senate, you see them all over government houses, you see them, all of them, they must tie themselves. That is where we found ourselves now, the situation that we are currently in Nigeria. It pains me, but what can we do? We can only talk. To the point that they were not even trying to silence people on social media. If they do it, I just pray that what happened in Nepal happened. Because this is the only place we have voice now. Like next week, when next week we just gather press, we just voice and tell them what he wants to say. No journalist will be able to ask him questions. Once he talk finish, it's all. You cannot question them. But thank God. Anyway, you watch all the video. What are your thoughts? Would you not still blame the US? Some of you that are saying US is coming to take your resources, they were there before, helping you. It was also your leaders that chased them away. They are coming to take your resources. It's your people that don't want these things to stop because they are feeding from it. Do you think the Fulani... There was a video of Fulani Herdsmen that link that said that they don't know gun, they only know how to rear cattle. It is your government that gave them gun.
Government, this is at your doorstep. Bandits are now saying that you are the ones using them. And we've also seen allegations against government officials. We've also seen government officials do photo op with bandits. Right. We've also had government officials being mentioned. Government, if you love this country, release the list of the terrorist financier that was released in Dubai.
All right. Armed bandits in Katsina State have made stunning allegations claiming the Nigerian government orchestrated their criminal activities only now decided to call for peace during a peace meeting between Batagwawa and Karakchinchi communities held on Saturday. One of the bandits declared they have stopped attacks following government intervention. The bandit spokesperson stated in a now viral video, and I quote, "It was the government that wanted us to engage in banditry, but now it has called us and told us to stop." He alleged that despite 2 months of attempts to initiate peace talks, authorities only located them when they genuinely decided to engage. The armed group insisted that peaceful coexistence depends entirely on Nigerian leaders, stating, "If you want to cry, don't cry with us, the terrorists, but cry with your government, for they are the ones who made us do what we have been doing." I mean, this is really, really alarming, Rufai. The allegations raise serious questions about the relationship between criminal networks and state actors, echoing long-standing suspicions about complicity in Nigeria's worsening insecurity. Rufai, your thoughts, and also I'd like your thoughts on the two stories as well, just to put them all together before we take this one.
Real quickly, see, Oji, In a country where bandits can pick up a mic and say this in a public space, when did they say this? What has been the reaction of the government to it? You see, that's why I said a lot of the problems our government can solve if we are ready. And this attempt to make it be about Christians and Muslims is never true. My Muslim brothers, my Christian brothers, we are all one, united. Our adversaries are those that are using insecurity to hurt all of us. Let's not fall to their propaganda. Christians, Muslims, can't you see they've started again? They've started using our heads to knock each other. Christians, Muslims, can't you see that they're not talking about the killings of all of us as Nigerians? They are talking about us against each other. Christians, Muslims, we need to be united. Just like we all prayed together and we stood united during EndSARS. We serve one God, the living God. Do not allow these actors to pit Christians against Muslims. Our adversary is the insecurity. I'm happy that Reverend Ayab is speaking up against this. So, didn't the data, although because I'm not seeing the primary data that Beacon Security had, but doesn't this data even justify the allegations of genocide? Mm-hmm. Genocide, when you go back to Lepkin's definition of genocide, it talks about intent to clear out, the cultural antecedents, physical assault and brutality. Mm-hmm. Over 100 churches. Doesn't it talk about it? And so when government was saying 81% reduction, but Beacon Security is saying there's been an increase. What terrorism index is saying Nigeria is now number 6 from the position of number 8 it was in 2023. Isn't it time for us to look inward? So government, this is at your doorstep. Terror bandits are now saying that you are the ones using them. And we've also seen allegations against government officials. Mm-hmm. We've also seen government officials do photo op with bandits. Right. We've also had government officials being mentioned. Okay. Government, if you love this country, release the list of the terrorist financiers that was released in Dubai.
All right.
And let justice and the killing end.
All right. Well, Ayo, before I come to you, meanwhile, U.S. Congressman Riley Moore of West Virginia, who has been one of the leading voices in the American government's allegations of a Christian genocide, appeared on Fox News telling the public not to test President Trump's resolve on the issue. Moore stated that Trump is very serious about the issue and that Nigeria should instead use this moment as an opportunity to build a stronger relationship with the United States. Let's take a look.
I've said this multiple times. Do not test this president's resolve. He is very serious about this. And I do want to highlight something that I've been saying constantly here, that this is actually an opportunity for the Nigerians to strengthen and deepen their relationship with the United States, where we could actually do some enhanced partnership capacity building with them to counter this terrorist threat that they have just spreading across their country. So I'm asking Nigeria, do the right thing here. Partner with the United States, help us protect the Christians in your country, and we will help you. This doesn't have to be all sticks. It can also be carrots here. Or we do have these kinetic military options on the table, which the president has made very clear he will consider.
This is the point, Ayo. Well, Moore's comments in this interview appear to reflect a change in tone from the more aggressive rhetoric the public initially heard from President Trump and his threats to go into Nigeria guns a-blazing. The congressman has suggested that cooperation might be possible for both countries to strengthen their relationship with one another. And this is what I have been preaching on this table. Ayo, a quick sum up, and then we'll take our mouths.
All right, so the video with the bandits just justifies what I said earlier about the government knowing who these terrorist financiers are. They know who the people who are behind them, and they can go after them if they have the political will. Now, this is where the U.S. comes. Yes, we can argue about whether or not the U.S. has Nigeria's best interest at heart, but that tweet or that ex-post by Donald Trump has changed the trajectory of things for Nigeria. We're at least now talking about insecurity. It's now on the front burner more than it's ever been, at least in recent times. And so for that reason alone, I am happy for that ex-post. Yes. Now, going back to the advice by Pastor Deboye saying that let's diplomatically have conversations with the United States and show with evidence that we can handle this issue. But can we have partnership in terms of support? The best way that America can help Nigerian Christians or Nigeria as a whole to tackle insecurity is to work with the government, because whether or not America cannot situate its boots on ground forever, they will have to go back. So can they empower or work in synergy? So from intelligence, what they're saying is that let us be aware of the date you're coming, if you're coming, when you're coming at all, work with the Nigerian security apparatus, because at the end of the day, whatever is left in terms of mopping up the rest of what they've done, it's the Nigerian army that will do that. Yes. And so the Nigerian army has to be empowered, equipped in collaboration with the United States to ensure that we tackle insecurity. Yes. We have the solution. Let's work in hand with another power that has even better capacity to handle this issue.
Yes, I mean, the government has shown, the Nigerian government has shown that they have a listening ear, right? I mean, I know that they are listening at this point. What we need is a collaboration, and I will keep emphasizing that the best that I can.
By now, he should be arrested. But no, they cannot arrest him because they know he will confess more. What they will just do to him to silence him. People like that will just silence him, no investigation. They arrest kidnapper that day. That kidnapper confessed that he had behind people for this for government in the north. They could not arrest any government that he mentioned. No, they not go. They will say powerful people. Who are the powerful people that hold this country captive? That is to say that anybody that is in power, all of them are also corrupt. That's why they cannot point fingers or go after the corrupt leaders. I pray one day she will become president. Anyway, peace out.